Broads Media.
You see this smile? This smile is because the Braves suck. Hello, welcome on in, everybody. If you are new to the channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Hit the thumbs up button as well. Join the community here. Well, we talk Philly sports every day, and it's a blast, so you don't want to miss out on any upcoming content. You can also take me on the road with you by going to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and searching Sports Talk with Broads. If you leave a 5-star rating and a review there, it absolutely helps out the algorithm, so thank you. And lastly, if you want to join the memberships here on YouTube, you will get access to Coffee with Broads live streams 2 times a week and access to our Discord channel. All the link is down below in the description. Appreciate your love and enjoy the show. I need Stephen A. Smith to start all First Take Monday morning going, Trea Turner is a bad man. Forget Aaron Rodgers. It's all about Trea. 2 home runs, 2 two-run shots, and was absolutely ridiculous. Rojas was a game wrecker too, outside of the bunt early on, and yeah, it was annoying that they had base runners in scoring position and Whit Merrifield would ground out, okay? Or Rojas would be forced to try and bunt it because he's not that much of an offensive player. But then you see why he is outrageous because, well, his speed kills. His speed kills. It's a little dribbler right in front of the pitcher. He tries to pick it up. He has to hurry. He has to rush. And then it eventually results in Rojas getting all the way around with the stolen base to come in and score with a poor throw, or actually, I believe the third baseman, Austin Riley, got his glove on it, but then it goes into the outfield. That's when the Braves started to look like a little league team. That's how bad this beatdown got. So I know the score reads 8-6, and yeah, Jose Alvarado giving up a shot wasn't fun, and I was enjoying it significantly more prior to that. Reality is, the Phils handled business. Aaron Nola gives you the quality start. 0 walks, 8 Ks. Grinded through 6. I think the word annoying is a good label for Aaron Nola too, to be fair. That vibe, those feelings is why that energy always surrounds Nola. He pitched very well today. He pitched very, very good. I just want to make sure that's clear. But I get it. If Ozuna got just a little bit more of that ball, so instead of the warning track, it's a few feet farther, and it could have been another home run tacked onto the 2 that the Braves already hit in that game at that particular time. He gives up so many home runs. It actually makes no sense. It's so much. It's so much. I've never seen anything like it. I've seen it when guys suck. I've seen it with Nick Pivetta. I've seen it with bums. Aaron Nola's way too good of a pitcher for him to have as many home runs tied to his name. Yet then Christopher Sanchez in that final game against Chicago allowed his 2nd of the entire year. I love Christopher Sanchez to death. But Aaron Nola, Christopher Sanchez, it's night and day. Got the window, baby. Speaking of things we got tonight, we got a text message from my mother asking me where the game is. I have NBC Sports Philadelphia and I bought the MLB package. Why can't I watch the game? Oh, please. You know what? I want Rob Manfred to tune into this program just so he can hear me tell him I'm not bothered by figuring out how to go to Apple TV. I'm not bothered by it. I'm bothered by the older generation who can't figure it out. Now, my mother didn't give me a hard time. But do you know how many people called in to Jody Mack and I today? And it was, I can't believe it. Baseball. Why would they do this to me? I'm a big fan. I'm a diehard fan. I just want to tune in on a Friday night to my team. Why? I don't want to deal with them anymore. It's not about finding the product. I can find the product. I have no issue getting to the product. I have an issue with the people who can't find the product. Help me. Help me. Watching this team dominate the Braves sure helps me, though. It's beautiful seeing Brian Snitker in the dugout with a look on his face like he's pissed, while I'm watching the Phillies celebrate home runs and then turning right around as fast as possible. 15 of them who are standing right along the fence at the dugout. They're all pointing at the fans. It looks like they were talking trash. I love that. That's outstanding work out of this clubhouse. Do you guys want to hear both calls? Here's Trea Turner giving the Phils a 3-0 lead. This was in the top of the fourth.
Here's a fly ball, left field from Turner, going back to the track, to the wall. It is gone! It's a 2-run homer for Trea Turner. His third homer this week. And the Phillies lead 3-0.
The third? The third, huh? Okay. Here's the fucking fourth.
There's a fly ball to the left from Turner. He has his second homer of the night. All of a sudden, Trea Turner can't miss. Phillies lead 5-2.
Dude, there's nothing sweeter when at the crack of the bat, you hear the color commentator go, dang, thing's crossed. The instant reaction is, well, that's a goner. I actually thought that it was a replay. No lie. I was doing a combination of WWE because SmackDown's on tonight with Money in the Bank on Saturday night. So I did the Duo TV thing, and when I glanced over to the Phils, I happened to see just a beauty of a Trea Turner swing, and I go, oh, okay, that's just a replay of the first. Whoa, no, it's the second one. Oh, okay, sorry, wait a second. It's the second one. Thank you, Trey. Because I did have to watch an Ozzie Albies solo homer, and Austin Riley jack as well. I got yelled at. That's right. I got yelled at. Because the second I saw a man get on base and Austin Riley has the bat in his hands and he's trotting up to his side of the plate, I thought, I don't know, something doesn't feel good. Pop! Everybody looked at me. I'm the idiot. I'm the asshole. I'm the jerk off. Maybe. Sorry. It was in my gut. I probably wasn't the only person in this city that thought, I don't know, what are the odds Austin Riley becomes Mark McGwire juiced up and guys juiced up back in the 90s? What are the odds he's about to do that here? Pretty high. Austin Riley, hair and Nola, I was just being truthful. Don't get mad at me. Get mad at the fact that Nola got demolished by Austin Riley again. I'm just the messenger. When the bad aura is around, is that what the kids say these days? Bad aura? I'm trying to learn. I realized I'm now getting older because I don't know what half the crap is that the kids are saying on the TikTok. Okay, so Hoffman, hallelujah. Thank you. And Alec Boehm gets the nod for the home run derby. A few of you have reached out and asked if I thought maybe that would put Alec Boehm in a bad spot once he returns from the All-Star break. You get out of your swing, you get out of your comfortability because you're trying to take as many home run swings as humanly possible. I do think if I sat down and gave it more thought, I'd have more care. But full transparency, I haven't given it enough recognition yet to have that much passion in my thoughts yet on Alec Boehm doing it. Maybe it's because I'm focused on the Braves series. Maybe it's because the Dodgers are coming to town and I just feel I have so many other things to worry about. Alec Boehm, if he's the guy that we expect him to be, and if he is an all-star in this league, and if you're accepting this role, it's on you. You know it. And if you're who we think you are, you step back in the box as the second half begins, and you're a stud. And you're the cleanup dude. You're the guy. You're knocking in runs. You're helping this team win. You're achieving your goal. You're getting more runs across the board. And it's not an issue. Maybe I'm naive. I did listen to Bryce Harper talk about what that experience is like, and he says, yeah, guess what? You're sore for the day after. You're sore for a little bit of time. It takes a toll on your body. Well, if that happens to Boehm, then maybe I'll be mad afterwards. But I don't know if I'm going to lose sleep and say this will automatically result in Alec Boehm failing. Maybe it has the potential for it to impact him. I just haven't gotten there yet. Do I think it should be more of a focus for me? Maybe. And maybe within a couple of days or once we get there, I'll feel differently. But as we stand today, I haven't lost any sleep thinking of Alec Boehm maybe losing his mojo due to the home run derby. But I could be naive, and I'm admitting that. What I thought was awesome was Bryce Harper mic'd up. But I thought we saw a side of him that isn't just your standard cliche machine. Sometimes that was thrown in there, don't get me wrong. But the spurts of just real, authentic Bryce Harper, which is a rare watch, because whenever he has a microphone on and whenever he's supposed to be polished, he's, for the most part, polished. When there was the bang-bang play at first base and they had him with the headset on and they asked what he thought, is it safe, is it out? And he joked around, hey, that's not my job. Hey, I'm not giving you my thoughts. We'll let the others make the decision and then I'll just have an opinion on that. And he took a side step away. Hey, that ain't me, dude. Not wanting to say the wrong thing. And the way that they laughed, hey, it's Bryce. He's not in the game. He's waiting to get healthy. It seems like him and Kyle are trending in the right direction. Same with JT Real Muto. So good vibes from Bryce. He's not in killer competition mode. He's chilling, sitting back, and thrown in there. That was just an example of part of the conversation that I liked and I thought was unique because I don't think we ever get him loose too much. It's always, I'm reading the company lines. I'm playing the hand that I know I should deal. Is that how cards work? Well, you kind of get dealt cards. And then you get dealt the hand. So I may have botched that metaphor. Is that a metaphor? No. comparison? I don't know. Let's go to the Anytime Hotline. Pretty good amount of reactions here. Let's kick things off with Amadeo.
Holy shit, if that wasn't the most ass-cheek clenching inducing game I've ever seen in my life, then I don't know what is. Holy hell. Good win. Good win. Had to make it more nervous than it needed to be because, Jose Alvarado, that was just unacceptable, allowing, the 2-out, 3-run bomb to Ozuna. That just can't happen in that situation, especially when you have a 5-run lead. Thank God for Jeff Hoffman, who has gigantic balls. He just does. And kudos to the offense, man. Trea Turner is on a completely different level right now with the way he's swinging the bat. He looks, 100% times healthier than when he first came back from the injury. So that is a very, very good sign. And it's funny, too, when people were complaining about Marsh not being in the lineup. Of course, this is the game when they score 8 runs with, that bottom of the lineup contributing a bunch. Congrats for Nola getting his 100th win. Not the biggest fan of his performance. When he was on, he was really sharp, and I mean he was deadly because that first 3 innings of the game were really special to watch. It's just when you finally put runs on the board, can't let the Braves respond that quickly, man.
I know. I agree with you. It was annoying. I like that word. I think it's the best word to describe it. It was just annoying. He still pitched extremely solid, and if you can get a quality start against this Braves team, you're giving the offense a chance to win. You are. And you're doing more than that. I mean, a quality start is more than just giving your your team a chance to win. You pitched well. You got 8 Ks, no walks, didn't give anyone a free pass, threw 6 and grinded his way over 100 pitches. He earned that dub. He earned it. Now, it's funny you bring up the bottom of the lineup. The other day, somebody commented on one of the Broads Media YouTube videos here and just touched on Rob Thompson and his decision-making with these lineups and essentially trying to make it seem like Rob Thompson is waving the white flag, just putting in nonsense just to put in nonsense. And while, yes, sometimes there are afternoon games where you don't love everyone who got the nod, the team has to play some of the guys because they're not healthy. So Stubbs or Marchand is automatically plugged in. Automatically. One of those two is in your lineup. The Whit Merrifield thing, fine. I got you. It's never pleasurable to see him ground out into a double play or just whatever, have a dinky hit up the middle that is easily fielded and it's an out at second base. Just garbage stuff out of Whit Merrifield. Especially, remember his base running early on. Should he have scored from second base on that shot up the middle? He hesitated a second, but the shortstop was kind of behind him. He was in an awkward spot. I don't know. I don't know if I can really blame him. I just think it's unlucky, and it just so happens to be Whit Merrifield. But then some make the argument, well, how come it's always the Whit Merrifields of the world that get unlucky? And then I will make the argument back to that argument of it's not. You just don't have that much of a care level when it's Bryce. Bryce gets unlucky. Bone gets unlucky. Nick gets unlucky. Stock gets unlucky. Schwarber gets unlucky. Let's not relive maybe a hit down the first base line in the playoffs. I can't go back to that time. I can't. But sometimes I do think about Kyle Schwarber's shot down the first base line. Seriously? Rob Thompson isn't punting these games. Doesn't mean I love every decision ever. But from a just basic standard view on the daily lineups, it's more of a product of JT, Kyle, and Bryce not being active. Once they're active, yeah, maybe a Sunday afternoon game, the lineup may look differently. But so does the other team's lineup. That's the nature of it. These people do have to get some at-bats, get some playing time. We're getting too much, but you're also beating the Braves. You're also taking a series in Chicago. So it's not breaking them as much as you think it is, believe it or not. All right, let's take the next call.
Wow, just what a game. One of the greatest games of the year. And I'm so happy with myself that I spent the extra $10 to watch that team. I was like, should I really spend the extra $10 on Apple TV? But it was worth it. Yeah, there was some scares with Jose Alvarado, Aaron Nola, but MVP of the game is not Trea Turner. It's not Johan Rojas. It's actually Laz Diaz. Go Phils.
I thought Johan Rojas was number 2 in regards to who should get a lot of love today, especially bouncing back in the middle of the game, in the middle of the action when that bunt. I just hate the fact that we had to even try that because you're so desperate and because you're that troubling at the plate. I don't want to rely on that. It just upsets me that we actually have to think that that is the best chance for us to score there is suicide squeeze. We have nothing else. It's not strong. I don't know. It didn't sit right, but then he just exploded and became a force. Yes, if Johan Rojas plays this well the way that he has essentially since coming back from his minor league stint where he gained a bunch of confidence, then he deserves to play every day, for sure. I just don't like when others think that it was asinine to send him down as if he was doing this prior to getting sent down. He wasn't. He wasn't. That's why they had to make the decision on putting him back in the minors and, yes, options with others. Pache, that probably was a part of the decision-making too, but this is good stuff out of Johan Rojas. So you paid the $10, huh? All right, this is a podcast of the people. I just stream that shit online. That's how I watch these Apple TV games. You just stream it online. That's how I get it done. But I don't see there's an issue with digging into the piggy bank and maybe counting a couple quarters, see if you can snag $10 and then go pay a Peacock or Apple TV or any of these platforms. Listen, the team's worth it. You know what I'm saying? This team's the best team in all of ball. It's the best team in all of ball. They're worth every penny. And guess what? I'm even talking this version of the team. That's right. The bottom 4 when it's Soso, Rojas, Marchand. Marchand can surprise you with some pop, though. Maybe he should be the one in the home run derby when it's all said and done. Marchand, just go watch his highlights. When he gets a hold of one, it's so good. Next call.
Yo, bro, it's Nola checking in, man. Hey, calling me from the hospital, man. I was walking my dog the other night, and this baseball comes flying out of nowhere and smacks me in the head. And I pick it up, and it says, signed Trey Shiesty. Hey, man. Good opener by the Phils. Good outing by Nola. Trey, man, just, I don't know. We call him 2-time Trey. I don't know. We need to call him something, man. Him hitting homers, getting hot like he is. I hope, that he carries this. This is the Trey we were expecting. This is that World Baseball Classic from last year that, we were looking forward to. The Braves were the Braves, and, Alvarado kind of let it slip a little bit, but hey, good win. Way to close it out. Thank God for Jeff Hoffman, man. Let's keep it going, Phil.
Dude, when I first heard the beginning of your call, I'm thinking, oh my God, what happened? I hope he's okay. Oh, Trey, hitting bombs all day, hitting you in the head. Who knows? With his power right now, who knows? Possessed. That's how he looks. Demon. His eyes are huge. The ball is fat. Looks like a softball. Those lime green ones, too. Just smacking you right there in the middle of the zone. Boom! Perfectly lands in left field. to the point where I thought it was a damn replay. This is what you need, though. This is what you need when guys go down. Ballers. Superstars. Big contract leaders. I'm sure this feels so good for Trey, knowing what he went through last season. And he probably feels he let this city down for a while last year. And that's not who he was. And he knew that. So what's he do? He plays lights out. Gets injured, misses some time. Gets back, needs maybe a week or so just to get his feel again. Now, this is MVP level baseball. So once again, not just playing good, he has transformed into star level this year. Now, when you look at the full body of work when he was actually capable of lacing up the cleats, he's been performing as well as MVPs of the league. I'm not telling you he's winning MVP. I'm saying what he's doing now is equivalent to somebody who does win MVP. He's carrying everybody. It doesn't matter that Stott's been a little, It doesn't matter that no Kyle Schwarber is here. That's a massive amount of home runs that's just not in your lineup. Stubbs, you can live with Stubbs, Marsh, Rojas, Merrifield, David Dahl. The list goes on and on. Why? Trea fucking Turner. It's great. It's great. Let's go to Malcolm in Georgia.
Bruce, this is Malcolm from Georgia. Let me first start out by saying Lance Diaz, the umpire, sucks.
Well,
even though he gave us that last pitch and we were able to get away with our 8-6 win, he was terrible. And that's been the way with umpires all this year.
I thought he was great.
Anyway, back to the game. Great start to this series.
Especially in the ninth.
I love the way the Phillies go into baseball games and grab that first game. And then with the pitching staff we got, it really puts pressure on the other team. And we can usually come out with winning series, which is why we've got the best record in baseball. I'm whispering because, I'm down here in Georgia and my wife's a solid Braves fan. And, I want to be sure I can sleep in my own bed tonight. But anyway, Nola drives me crazy with those home runs. And hey, I heard you talking about Marchand and Stubbsy. Hey, this Marchand guy, he's got a good glove. He's got a cannon for an arm. And he's a switch hitter. Can hit with power from both sides. He's got to be the one. We got to get a World Series win so that we can send Stubbsy off. But he's got to be our next guy.
All right. I'll save the Stubbs Marchand thing for another day. Dude, what you got to do, and I don't want to get too deep into any personal business by any means, but she can't go full throttle, you can't sleep in the bed tonight trick. There needs to be a little friendly wager on the series. You know what I'm saying? There was just not too long ago, you know what? I'm not going to go there. A friendly adult wager should be on the table for this. You should not be getting kicked out of the bed. You should be getting rewarded. And if you end up losing, it's still kind of a reward as well if you like the flavor saver. If you know what I mean. Okay. All right. Back on track here. You mentioned the pitching staff. Yes. So normally baseball doesn't go chalk. Meaning if you have the better pitcher on that given day, you always win. It doesn't work that way, right? But knowing Ranger had the ball game 2, Mercado at the game 3, it seems like the pitching matchup favored the Phillies for game 2, favored the Braves for game 3. So game 1 was sort of, in a weird way, even though it never really plays out like chalk, the swing game. Max Fried, Aaron Nola, both are sensational. Both are very, very talented. Well, they were getting to Max Fried and getting to Max Fried early. High pitch count, traffic on the bases, loading up the bases, scoring position. They were doing it every single inning. You just weren't getting many runs. Hell, the first run of the game that they got was on a botched little ground ball. Bryson Stott at least had scored a run. Johan Rojas, credit to him, on the scoreboard there, getting across. And you go, all right, at least you squeezed one out here. Please, give us that at least. Before Trey hit one of his 2-run jacks. One of 2 in this game. This game alone. He had 2 home runs in another game a little previously. Not too far recent. It wasn't like months ago. You know what I'm saying? You've seen it. This guy's ridiculous. And so is this Phillies team. And they win the swing game. So we'll see what happens. Let's give Ranger the ball. Let's take this series tomorrow. Another night game in the worst ballpark ever. Truist Park, a piece of crap. Let's go, Phils. Love you guys to death. Appreciate you being here. And I'll catch you all on the next one.